There's a chance US may get involved. Update from NBC. An emergency meeting at the Pentagon discusses Israel's request to intervene in the war against Iran. Now, the craziest part of all this is Iran wants US to get involved too, but not militarily. Iran has asked the United States to get involved to mediate this war. But clearly, Israel has such a big advantage. I don't think US wants Israel to slow down right now. Now, actually, Trump made some comments. I guess we'll go to that right now. I have it prepared right here. So Trump made some comments today as if what Israel is doing is wrong or not. Because again, Israel did preemptively strike. And a lot of people criticize Israel for that. But in reality, for those people who say they want peace, you can't have peace if Iran has nuclear weapons. As you guys just saw, Iran has ballistic missiles. Now imagine the damage if that missile had a nuclear warhead. Imagine the damage if this missile had a nuclear warhead. This is exactly why a country like Iran cannot have nuclear weapons, because it's not just the fact that they will have it, they will also give it to all the groups they support in the Middle East. And we have to always remember that foreign policy is just two phrases: death to America, death to Israel. That's their foreign policy. So US should be in favor of everything Israel's doing, especially if we don't have to get involved. We don't have to put American lives at risk. But for those people who say they want peace, you can't have peace if Iran has nuclear weapons. So all those wonderful people who don't want to do anything about Iran having nuclear weapons, that's not peace. Now, this was indirect. This was President Trump. So President Trump did an interview with New York Times today, and he was asked about Tucker Carlson's comment, which Tucker made just yesterday when the whole operation started. And this was the comment Tucker Carlson made. The real divide isn't between people who support Israel and people who support Iran or the Palestinians. The real divide is between those who casually encourage violence and those who seek to prevent it, between warmongers and peacemakers. Who are warmongers? They would include anyone who's calling Donald Trump today to demand airstrikes and other direct military involvement in a war with Iran. On the list, Sean Hannity, he called out a lot of people. Basically, he's saying US should not be attacking Iran. And this is where it's insane, because Tucker truly believes that Iran is a stronger military power than the United States. This is the interview he had just a few months ago, where they were talking about how Iran is going to destroy American army.
How is the U.S. military, do you think, having spent your life in it, leading troops in combat and at the Pentagon, positioned to respond to war with Iran right now? Are we in a strong position or not, in your view?
No, I don't think we're in a strong position. I think we're probably at the weakest point in our recent history. I think you've got to look at the realities of new weapon systems, new capabilities. The United States Navy, if it's going to preserve its capability at sea, is probably going to be compelled to operate somewheres north and west of Sicily. If it comes within closer range, then it falls into this envelope where the Iranians can strike it. And as I said before, we have to assume the Russians will come into this. Once you move into the Eastern Mediterranean, you are vulnerable to the Kinshal missiles and other missiles, cruise missiles and hypersonic missiles that the Russians have. This makes it very difficult to fly strikes in support of the Israeli Defense Force against Hezbollah, because now you're flying a very long distance, you deliver your ordnance, you have to land in Israel in order to refuel. Israel is going to operate under a hail, if not a rainstorm, of missiles and rockets, making it very, very dangerous to do so. So our naval power, while substantial, may not have the desired impact on the ground that we would like. And then finally, we have no real army anymore. The army is down to perhaps, 450,000? How much of that is ready to fight?
It is crazy. This is McGregor. I'm forgetting his first name, but it is insane how in every conflict, every debate, they always take a position that's just against America. When it's Russia, Ukraine, and U.S. is supporting Ukraine, they take the side of Ukraine. When in Israel, Iran, they take the side of Iran. It is that's just insane. But this was a great response we had. I think Konstantin is a podcaster here on YouTube. He has very good points always, and this is one of the comments he made to Tucker Carlson's comment. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will support Russia's invasion of Ukraine and allow an Islamist terror-funding regime to obtain nuclear weapons. Because it would not be a safer world if Iran had nuclear weapons. It would be a lot dangerous world. The second part here that's kind of funny is at the start of this year, Iran and Russia signed a NATO-style partnership, basically a security guarantee, where Russia was supposed to protect Iran if Iran is ever invaded or attacked. But it doesn't sound like Russia is doing that. Same thing happened in Syria. When Assad needed Putin to help him out, Putin was too busy in Ukraine. Putin's army doesn't even have the power to take over Ukraine. They cannot project power in other parts of the world. And we are seeing the same thing happen in Iran. It's a lot easy to sign deals. It's a lot harder to fulfill it. And that's exactly what we're seeing. Russia was very happy, and the Russian supporters were talking a lot of big game when they signed a partnership with Iran 20 years at the start of this year, in January 17, 2025. Jeremy, I don't think that news about the embassy getting hit is accurate. I see some people reporting it, but then again, the Twitter accounts are always like, you want to take that with a grain of salt. No major publication has reported that yet. The video is in bad quality. Even if Russia had their hooks in Syria, it'd be impossible, because even in Syria, Russia couldn't even fly their planes to support the Assad army when the Syrian fall was happening. It is insane. Nothing here.
Israel moments ago. Chief Foreign Correspondent Trey Yingst is live from Tel Aviv with more on that. Trey.
Yeah, John, we have some video captured by our cameraman Yaniv Turgeman. Off in the skyline, we could see these incoming ballistic missiles. They appeared as if they were headed toward the port city of Haifa in northern Israel. The entirety of the country has gotten an alert to head into bomb shelters. This is still an ongoing event, but you can see this video here just captured by Fox News as these missiles were streaming through the skies of Israel. We do know some of them were intercepted.
Oh, we actually have more footage from this Israeli. This is the apartment building that got hit. That's insane how the cars are all covered in dirt. That is crazy.
We could hear some distant booms as some of the advanced missile defense systems were engaging these incoming ballistic missiles. But this is an indication that the Iranians have now launched a fifth wave over the past 24 hours, targeting different parts of Israel. We don't know yet how many of these missiles actually landed and hit targets, but we can tell you this is a significant attack for all of them to come at one time. Certainly, we could see from our vantage point more than 15 of them all flying through the skies of Tel Aviv. And again, this was in the distance, because if you go along the coast from Tel Aviv north along the Mediterranean, you'll get to the port city of Haifa, and it does appear that was the city that was targeted. You saw earlier today those images from the aftermath of a ballistic...
Yeah, it's insane to what Mike's saying. Daniel McGregor, what was that guy's name who we were just listening to? I think David McGregor. He's always against America, and I don't understand why so many channels are still giving him a platform.
Ballistic missile strike in central Israel, completely destroying an entire block in a neighborhood, killing 2 people and injuring dozens of others. These are very significant and powerful missiles that the Iranians are using, and reports right now indicate that the Israelis are striking a variety of different targets in Iran. I'm just reading from my phone here, John, because there are some...
AP News is reporting drones launched towards base housing U.S. forces in Iraq shot down. 3 drones were launched towards a base housing U.S. forces. Both spoke, according to U.S. military, both spoke on condition of anonymity. The drones were shot down. Powerful. Okay, so someone attacked it. I don't think there was any injuries. And then again, this was at a base. So that's something Iran has been threatening a lot. So even if this is not Iran directly, it's probably one of the Iranian proxies that's in Iraq. In Iraq, they actually have a bunch of smaller proxies like Hamas, Houthis. They're just a lot smaller, so we don't hear a lot about them.